Yo, what's good, everyone? It's Jack OATz the GOAT. I wanted to do this Chapter 213 review today instead of waiting, a few days like I normally do. One, because it's not too much to cover, not a whole lot happens, but there's also some stuff we got to talk about, and this is going to be relatively quick.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
You probably notice I have a different background, and that's because my studio is being overrun by a wasp, like a literal wasp. It's like literally every time I press the record button, the thing comes through like a crack and starts harassing me. It's every time I press the record button, is every single time. It's been happening for like a week, and I thought it was just going to be like, a one-off, maybe two off, but like this happened 3 or 4 times, and I have someone coming over today, some pest control, because I actually went outside around my complex, and there's a tree with bees and wasps inside of it, so that's fun. So this is it. It's really simple. Hope you guys don't mind it. If you like this better, let me know in the comments below. If you like the other setup better, just let me know. But yeah, just letting you know what's going on there. But before we get into anything, please like and please subscribe. I am a fiend for the likes and a fiend for the subs. So, let's jump right in it, because first thing we have is Charmy and I mean, do we like this shipping? Some X Charmy action. Do you think it'll work? I personally love it. I think Charmy is the kid inside of that kind of needs. He needs that immaturity, and I really like Charmy with That's all I'm going to say. That's a really good shipping to me. But let me know if you guys think there's someone better for Who knows? So then, I don't know about you guys, but I honestly forgot that there were elves just like ransacking the entire capital. But we got to know who's been holding it down while some of our best have been out fighting the bigger fight. And I'm actually super curious to find out what the Black Bulls are up to right now. And to be honest, I'm hoping Tabata will take it this way. And I'm not saying I want the worst, but really good anime that go down in history for being a great series has an element of tragedy to it. So what I'm kind of hoping is for them to, once everything is blown over, I want them to find out that someone off screen has died while they were fighting the fight inside of the Shadow Palace. I think that will make the series a bit deeper. And yeah, and I'm hoping it's someone we know. If anyone dies, I'm not saying someone will. I don't know if they will. But for my personal preference, I hope we see someone die. It's been long enough, and we haven't had anything super close to tragedy. Julius was pretty bad, but I mean, we also didn't know Julius. Like, what if someone like Magna died? That would really suck for everyone in the Black Bulls and all the viewers, because Magna is like one of the favorites in the Black Bull, and he's always been down with Asta since day one. So I think that would be sad. I think that will push the story forward if something like that happens. Not saying I want it to happen again, just saying to make this story really full, and to really drag the readers and the watchers in, something like that should probably happen. All right, what else do we got, you guys? We had to say goodbye to Patri and the elves. So it was really sad, like watching all the elves that finally understood what was going on, and this whole thing was so unnecessary because they were being manipulated by a demon, and inflicting harm when they didn't need to. Because we have to remember, elves were a peaceful race. I mean, they stayed out of everyone's way, and they lived in harmony together. And then when humans met up with them, they were open to it. They didn't mind. So I can't help but feel that they're definitely kind of saddened, but kind of happy that everything was sorted out in the very end. But aside from the sadness, I'm not sure if I like this too much. So, like I said in my last review, from the way they were talking, it seemed like they weren't really going anywhere anytime soon. They were saying like, oh yeah, I need to atone for my sins, blah, blah, blah. And we have Patry saying the same thing. And then he's like, he essentially just said, man, I have to atone for all of my sins. Well, gotta go, catch you on the flip side. Like, immediately left. And I mean, not saying that him leaving wasn't needed, because we needed William Vengeance back. Which, by the way, he's back. We'll get into him next. But I think there was maybe more that he could have done. I don't know. It was a good move in the moment, but why have them speak like they're sticking around if they're not actually sticking around? I don't know. But it was really sad to watch them leave. But we did get Raya, Fauna, and Veto. I am super stoked on that. We just came up in the Magic Knight world, guys. Do you understand that? With Veto, Fauna, and Raya on the Magic Knight side, a lot of things are now accomplishable. We got to remember how strong Veto is. He was fighting Mario Leona toe to toe. I mean, he lost, but still, not a lot of people can do that. That's pretty ridiculous that they have a powerhouse like that. We have Fauna, who is the former holder of the Salamander, which means she's got to be somewhat strong, at least around that, Fuegoleon and Mario Leona, realm. Then we have, who did I just say? Raya. Now, Raya is the person I'm most stoked on, because it's not all about power on why I'm stoked on this. The fact of the matter is that Raya knows a lot. And this kind of goes into something else that I was disappointed about in this chapter, which was Licht leaving. I wanted Licht to stick around long enough to at least tell us, to give him the Spark Notes version of how to use the demon, what is now the Demon Destroyer sword, at the very least, because we saw him use it and we know the full potential, and that's essentially a Magic Knight Spirit Bomb if you use it correctly. So him just leaving and not telling Asta was kind of whatever. But with Raya sticking around, he might know, because he did copy that magic. I think. I could be wrong. I might be wrong. But still, he has a lot of information on different races. They kind of alluded to the fact that elves and demons were kind of fighting before all of this, and they were well known amongst the elves. He might open us up to an entirely new world of things we got to worry about. So I'm very stoked on them sticking around, and I always love to see a character arc, complete. One of my favorite character arcs is Vegeta, who was our biggest villain, became just a douchebag, and then a slightly lesser douche, and then a really cool guy. I really like those kind of character arcs. So I'm super glad that happened. With William back, now, like I said, I'm super happy that he's back. Will he go back to being a captain of the Golden Dawn? Will he become the next Wizard King now that Julius is gone? I'm personally thinking, boy, you need to sit down somewhere. I think he shouldn't be a Magic Knight right now. Because at the end of the day, Vengeance knew what was going on. Vengeance willingly let his body be taken over by Patry to an attempt to murder Fuegoleon, number one. Number two, he killed Julius. That was point blank. He knew exactly what he was doing there. So he essentially sided with the elves. He wasn't fully possessed. And yes, I know he went through a lot of trauma through his life, so he was able to kind of resonate with Patry. But he knew Patry was going to essentially kill who he needed to kill if it came down to that. and get his revenge. So I'm not liking the idea of Vangeance just coming back and just, they're good, whatever. I think he needs to take a break. Jail might not be like the option, but like some repercussion needs to happen, because that's unexcusable. I don't want him to be back right now, full on as a captain or a vice captain, or definitely not the Wizard King, because it just shows that he's still mentally weak to an extent, and he will believe a story if it's good enough to believe. So, it's. I don't think it's in the best interest of everyone to make him the Wizard King, is what I'm saying. All right, so we also get our last moment with Yami and Shara, and man, that was kind of cool. Like, again, we had that full development for her character, which was she was super cold towards Yami, didn't really like him. Like, she was like, "Don't touch me, I don't even want you fighting with me. Like, go away." To like, "I'm gonna miss you, man." Like, that was cool. I mean, no one can resist the Yami. Like, once you go black, you don't go back. And black, of course, I'm talking about his dark magic. But I mean, he's just too good to resist. You guys, come on. Now, let me vent. We're getting towards the end of this chapter, and I think I've mentioned before, I'm in some Black Clover groups online, and I think one of the most frustrating things, you know what, I really got to vent. I'm not done. Oh no, because I got a bone to pick with you guys. Now, I need to vent because on these online groups, and it's very common, like in casual conversation with friends too, is when you're reading these chapters, you cannot speed read. But one of the things that gets under my skin is when people in these groups are so happy to, like, they want to be the first one to, like, post something that happened in the chapter, but they speed read and completely misinterpret the thing. Then you get a bunch of people on that thread taking that information at face value, when the fact of the matter is that person got the information completely wrong, because they don't know how to read. So I've been getting all these things. Like, we had this moment where Licht, before he dies, let me just say, Licht had his moment with Yuno. Yuno approached him and said, "Isn't the elf inside of me, like, isn't that your son?" And Licht, he thanks Yuno just for being there, because we have to remember, Licht, he never got to meet his son. His son didn't get a chance to be born. So just feeling his energy and being able to fight alongside that energy had to have been really cool as a father. And then he had a moment with Asta where Asta approaches him and he goes like, "Wait, isn't this grimoire yours?" And he says, something to the effect of, that grimoire is yours now. Take it with you on your journeys and blah, blah, blah. So we have a bunch of people on these threads saying, like, "Oh, it's either one, Asta got Licht's grimoire," like, blah, like, he's had Licht's grimoire. He's always had it. It's like, it was his since the beginning of the series. That doesn't, like, Licht didn't give him anything. If anything, it was just more of a spiritual thing, like, I'm passing the torch. Like, you are worthy of my grimoire, definitely. Not that there's anything he could do about it if he didn't want Asta to have it, but still. He didn't give it to him. Like, he didn't just hand it over. Like, it wasn't his. That's why he fought this entire battle without a grimoire, which, by the way, is super impressive because he got a lot done. And then there's people saying, "Oh, Asta has a 4-leaf grimoire now, so he's got the 4 and the 5-leaf." No, he doesn't have 2 grimoires. Are you crazy? This is probably the craziest thing I saw, because that is absolutely absurd. Why would Asta have a 4-leaf grimoire, first of all? Asta has 0 mana. That's been stated since the beginning. Asta does not have magic, will not have magic, cannot have magic. And he's going to have a 4-leaf grimoire. Even if he did, what's he going to do with it? Nothing. It's so ridiculous how people are putting this out. I don't even know how you can interpret it that way. When the picture clearly shows as well that he's just holding up the same grimoire he's had since the beginning of the series. I mean, it's just getting ridiculous. Just read what's in front of you. If you want to speculate, that's totally fine. But as far as pictures go, if you don't see 2 grimoires, it's not 2 grimoires. If it's the same grimoire he's had, it's probably the same grimoire he's had, because that's what the picture is telling us. Another one of these crazy things is people just being like, yeah, is Lick's son. No, he's not. The absurdness, the absurdity. I don't think that was appropriate to say. The absurdity. Yeah, I'm not going to say that again. But, oh man, it gets under my skin. Is not Lick's son. There was some sort of spiritual relation, of course, because Lick's son was reincarnated into Yuno's body. So it's more of a spiritual relation, if anything, and I can give you that. But he's not physically Lick's son. Lick is 500 years removed from Yuno. That is an outrageous statement, and I hate when people say it. It drives a wrench into my butt when people say that. I just stick to the story. People make up these crazy theories based on nothing or very little. But yeah, that was some of my venting stuff. So thanks for sticking with me through that. Just having a little crisis here. But you guys, I'm trying to tell you. Let me tell you, because I know a lot of people came into this video going man, what's he going to say because he was wrong about Asta's Demon. No, I'm not wrong. You know what's going on? Tabata's setting you guys up. He's setting me up. He's trying to make me look stupid right now. And I don't appreciate that if you're watching, Mr. Yuki Tabata, because you know what? I know your game. I know what you're trying to pull. I already listed out all the factors that make this situation perfect for Asta's Demon to come out. The thing is that the situations were made even better for Asta's Demon to come out. Why? Because now all of the elves are gone. The elves are stronger than the humans for the most part. So now the majority of the elves are gone, aside from Veto, Raya, and Fauna. I mean, the world is your playground right now. And Lumiere's, he's got one foot in the grave. He doesn't have too much longer to stick around. So I'm thinking next chapter, we'll see Lumiere say his goodbye. Or we'll see Asta's Demon come out first, but Lumiere kind of lose some steam and prematurely, move on because his reincarnation spell might not last too much longer. So I still think we're going to see this demon come out. There's no way they're just going to leave us with the 4 words that was exchanged between Asta's Demon and Despair. It wouldn't make any sense. And I hope he doesn't leave it like that, because that would be ridiculous and I would be upset. But mark my words, it's happening, people. The end of the world is here. All right? And, to go back on making the story better with a death, I think it would be so cool if Asta's Demon were to come out and if he were to actually kill whoever was on the battlefield with him, just one person at least, so that when he is saved, he's going to get saved. That's a given. But once he gets saved and he comes to and he realizes that he harmed someone, because the demon took his body over, I think that will push Asta to mature mentally, because he needs it. He definitely needs more maturity. But he'll also grow stronger. He'll want to grow stronger. If you guys watch Naruto, right? When he found out that he caused Sakura harm when he lost control over the tailed beast, he first he was like, I can't rely on this power. That's the natural thing to happen. It's like, I will never use this power again. So I can see Asta doing something like that if that happens. And then getting to a point where it's like, okay, I can't avoid using this power, so if I'm going to use it, I need to be in full control. So going out of his way to learn how to control this power, I think that whole thing, I think that might happen. But mark my words, we're going to see Asta's Demon come out. What I just said, all the extra stuff, may or may not happen, but I am 100% solid on the fact that Asta's Demon will show himself through Asta's body and cause some actual harm. So, tell me what you guys thought about Chapter 213 of Black Clover. It was pretty cool. It was a nice goodbye episode, a nice winding down sort of thing. Of course, can't wait till the next chapter. They kind of leave things hanging that way all the time. So, it's just a week, but man, I am very stoked. You might be seeing some new stuff on the channel right now. I'm trying to catch up on some other anime to be able to talk about them. And I'm waiting until this whole Wasp situation dies down so I can keep doing the My Hero Academia stuff. Also, let me know what you guys want to see on the channel. I've had a few people kind of engage, but it'd be really nice to see, more people kind of give their input on not only what they thought about what I'm talking about for the episode, but for what they want to see out of the channel. Like I said, man, this channel is new, which means this channel is yours to kind of mold. I want to give you guys the content you want. So, if there's an anime that you want me to watch or discuss, a topic that you want me to discuss, just put in the comments below. I have no reason not to. If I know about it, I will talk about it. I have an opinion on a lot of things. So just let me know. This channel, like I said, is yours. I'm here to give you what you want. So, with that said, like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends. Your boy's page needs to grow. Follow me on Instagram. Did I say that already? I didn't. Follow me on Instagram, please. It's in the comment section. In the comment. Jesus. 3 beers and jeez. It's in the description below. But I can also put in the comment section below. You can follow me on Snapchat as well. There are things there that I post exclusively there because with this whole YouTube thing going on, I can't post manga stuff or really anything anime or manga super related right here. So follow me there because I can post all I want over there. And I do post more content and I'm engaged with my audience for sure there. So follow me there. It's been good, you guys. Thank you. You're the best. You, sir, you, my friend, you're the best. You have a great day today, and don't let anyone stop you from doing what you want to do today. This is Jack Oates.